Hello, it's Greg Austin with Green Graves coming to you live on Wednesday morning. Very early in the wee hours. Guys, I don't even know what the title of this video is because it went live before I finished entering it. Holy guac and smoke-a-moly. I don't even know what's the title on here. So I have to check it out and maybe correct it somewhere down the line here. But the basic message is this. Russia has accused the West of beginning to use, let me make sure I get the words exact, beginning to use weapons with a nuclear component. And they have said that they will have to respond in kind. And what does all this mean? What this means is that Great Britain actually has pledged to send depleted uranium munitions to Ukraine. Now, depleted uranium is a very dense projectile. It penetrates armor very well. It's one of the best armor penetrating projectiles you can have. So it's a great anti-tank weapon in terms of destroying tanks. But it's said to have other side effects. So a lot of people are really concerned that this uranium lying around really contaminates the environment. It contaminates the soldiers, especially on the receiving end, leads to extra cancer. And in fact, a lot of people are concerned that when this stuff is expended, that it contaminates the environment in that area for years and years to come. I have a friend who's a nuclear scientist who was very concerned about that kind of sort of a thing. So let me come in here. Are we really live? Because I'm not seeing it there. Let me scroll over here. Guys, and another thing is the CDC has announced, oh yeah, we're live. The CDC has announced Candida auris as a very deadly threat. Apparently, this virus has up to 60% fatality, 30 to 60% fatality if you catch it. They claim it's highly contagious, but that comes with conditions. So we'll tell you tonight a little bit about what you really need to know to understand about this so that you can be prepared and not scared. And we'll go more into this probably tomorrow. I'm probably going to do a live interview or maybe an interview to be uploaded with Doug Thompson. He's been on this channel a few times before, Uncommon News 777. Check out his channel. He's got a good channel and doesn't get nearly enough watchers compared to who he is and what he covers. So pardon me for being so late, guys, but you know, it takes me a while to get my stuff together. I do have a day job and other chores and things I have to do, and it keeps me busy. So it takes a while to get all this information together, assorted and assimilated so I can bring it to you in a cogent manner. But another thing is, one of the reasons I go live is because if I just uploaded this at this hour, nobody will watch it the whole next day. But once it's got some momentum from you guys watching it, y'all take it through, and the next day it builds. So I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all are the key to helping these videos build and go for yes, Jason, depleted uranium shells, exactly. So I'm going to show y'all some articles here in a minute. So hang on to your hats, guys. Got it back to my screen. So we've got a busy time. I'm going to try to keep this video a little shorter. I got still several things to do. It's late, and believe it or not, man, I've been sleeping today. Holy smoke. I'm just now beginning to wake up. Even though I hadn't been sleeping since, like 4 hours last night. Holy guac and smoke-a-moly. It's heating up here now. It's been cold, and now we're getting warm. So let me, where is my share screen at? Things are bumping around. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. And there we are, guys. This is an article from the Mirror, United Kingdom rag. And since they're talking about the United Kingdom, that's the real place it ought to be. And so the city of Putin is complaining about these munitions that Britain is planning to send to Ukraine. And this time it's Britain, but it's a NATO ally. So how come that's not scrolling? Put that down. All right. Hey, Colonel Cole, how you doing? When do I sleep? What's sleep? I'll sleep when I'm dead, Colonel Cole. Wise Al, how you doing? Yeah, there's so much stuff going on. Somebody's got to bring it to you. Just let me die in my sleep. There you go, the watchman. Yeah. You know, that's the way I want to go. You know, just a little quick aside here. You know, I've always kind of thought the best way to go was like my grandfather, peacefully in my sleep, not kicking and screaming like the passengers in his car. That's just an old joke. Told me first by an anesthesiologist who's now passed away, unfortunately. So let's see here. Got to have a little fun. Pipeline didn't blow itself. You got that right. It didn't blow itself. 322. Whoa. Let's hope nothing happens tomorrow. Pipeline. Yeah, it didn't blow itself. You got that right. Tomorrow could be interesting. It's one of those days, right? So yeah, it's one of those skull and crossbone days. They like to cite that in their stuff. Anyway, back to this. Back to this, guys. So coming down here to Sergey, the defense minister, where he said something in here of Russia. Yeah, that was Putin talking up there. All right, where's Sergey at? Shogu, here you go. Shogu echoed Putin's warnings, saying the whole world was mere steps away from nuclear disaster. That wasn't all he said. Somewhere he said there was not many. Here it is. He says, another step has been taken, and there are fewer and fewer left. Yeah, it's a big hint that we're moving closer and closer to a nuclear war, according to them. Now, they've been rattling the nuclear saber for some time, but at some point, there really is a line that can be crossed. And what is it? Are we going there? Read your mind. Hey, Tent Ninja, how you doing? I do hope. Oh, yeah, there you go. I got you. Same story. All right. Evacuum space. Yeah, I just had to go there after that. Somebody kind of hinted at it. Couldn't help it. Couldn't help it, guys. Sorry if I'm telling a joke in the middle of doomsday. Doomsday. Tomorrow is doomsday. We're all gonna get blown away. Hey man, you gotta have a little humor or you'll cry. All right, guys, let's move on. Bing. Oh, what in the world? Jenny sales leads. So as y'all know, the Ukrainians, you probably know by now, the Ukrainians destroyed a whole bunch of cruise missiles in Crimea. That's the explosion. This happened a couple of days ago, like back on Monday. And, it was hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cruise missiles. They're still hoping to annex Crimea. I'm here to tell you that they're going to pay almighty heck trying to do it. They might do it, but it's going to come at great expense. I've said that often in here. And guess what? I'm not the only one saying it now. Finally, some big general has to come out and say what I've been saying here, right? Top U.S. general says it'll be really hard and cost lots of blood and treasure. Well, maybe I'm shut up since this guy's saying it, right? So who are we talking about? None other than, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley Vanilli. Yeah, I'm not fond of him. Every now and then he gets it sort of right. So at some point, people will figure out that the cost of continuing to execute this war through military means is extraordinarily challenging. It doesn't mean it can't be done, and I applaud the Ukrainian will. That's what he's saying there. But he also goes on and says, but there's also the practical matter of being able to physically kick out every single Russian out of all Ukraine. He said that's really hard to do militarily, and it's enormous cost in blood and treasure. I'm going to tell you what, when you look at, and I just said this, and I've talked about it before, when you look at Crimea, Crimea is a fortress. It's taken every invader that's hit it like 5 times the number of people to take it than what the opposition lost. And they've only taken it when they could go in with like land and sea, or air and sea, land and air. And with the S-400s, Ukraine is not going in by air. And with Russia owning the Black Sea navally and having all their barricades up, they're not going in that way. They're all got off that little narrow isthmus I showed y'all, 5 miles wide. That's all they got to be able to go through with their troops, unless they go through this big swamp area. In low tide, they got some low tide, which could get them trapped. Scenario if we're going through a swamp area, guys. This is, they'll be set up like ducks in a shooting gallery, and it will come at great expense to Ukraine to try. And Ukraine can't afford that kind of expense. That's what I keep telling you guys. Ukraine has got a certain number of people available. So does Russia. Every nation's got a certain number of people they could throw, so much cannon fodder they can throw into the grist mill. But that said, or the sausage grinder, the war grinder, the meat grinder, that said, Ukraine's got a whole lot less. And that means they can afford less to lose people than Russia. So this would really and truly be at a great loss. And plus, if Crimea is taken, I think that is the threshold. I've said for a long time. I've been saying it for, I said that for a couple of years before Russia ever went in. That would be their nuclear threshold. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But guys, that's going to be very testy. It's going to be a tough time. The best thing Ukraine can do is just cut them off, barricade them, blockade them, and let them starve out. If they try to go in and take them, it's going to be too costly. That is my, Anton wants to get those Russians. Hey, Anton, that's going to be a tough take, man. Tough take. Usually the naked die on toilet or between toilet and the wall have a heart attack. Whoa, Wiesel. Yes, that is, pal. Most people die. What in the world? What brought that conversation? Miller will throw his makeup at the Russians. Oh, Wiesel, I have a bad feeling of impending doom this week. That's scary. Guys, there's so much going on. I mean, right here in the country, I don't think it's going to happen this week. It could, but this whole thing about the indictment of Trump, I talked about that last night. And I think it's coming next week. What happens in so depleted isn't depleted? Yes, Dan Hendricks, depleted uranium is basically used uranium fuel that's already been used, cut, compacted into a round to put in ammunition that's highly dense and will penetrate armor very readily because of its density. But it's radioactive. It's got radioactive material in it, and you're taking it and slamming it into the armor of a tank, which is going to by friction alone, wear part of it off into the armor, into the air around, maybe a fair bit. So there's a lot of people concerned about using that stuff. I hope Russia don't use people with disabilities. Good Lord knows what they're going to do, Anton. I don't know. Look, what's Ukraine going to do? I mean, Ukraine's got less people to use overall. In a war of attrition, which is what you're going to get with a protracted war, it does go in Russia's favor unless Ukraine can move fast. If Ukraine can take the initiative and make this stuff come to an end quickly, they may have an edge. But if it drags out, it's going to hurt Ukraine more than Russia. I mean, Russia could just sit back and let it drag out. They don't have to do a big advancement. They just can let the Ukrainians throw themselves at them, be entrenched real well, and then wear themselves down, attack them. And then they can build their forces up and counterattack. That's kind of what the North did with the South in the war between the states. The South was winning the first 2 years, and then got taken. Got taken. Of course, a certain Pickett's charge didn't help. For those that know history, like Colonel Cole, who's a military historian. Thank you for sharing the Survival Tribe Network, everybody. We need to really pay a lot of attention. Pay a lot of attention. She spent a lot of time and money putting that together out of her own pocket. Putin found an interesting way to lower the cost of prisons. Oh, what is that, Jason? Oh, interesting way to lower the cost of prisons. Blast holes in the ground and put people in them? I don't know. What would be the cheap prisons? At least Ukraine has followed the rules of war. Well, there you go. All right, guys. Of course, China. Now, there's something I keep talking to y'all about too. It's funny how all of these other pundits come out and start talking about things I tell you about. China doesn't want Russia to go down in flames because they need Putin to full U.S. power. Yes, China needs Russia because the more we're wrapped up in Ukraine, the more tightly we're going to be bound up when they go into Taiwan. So that's why he's smiling. Yeah, he says, yeah, Putin, keep them rocking in your side of the house, and they'll stay out of mine more. I can take what I want a lot better if you got them tied down over here. So that is what we're talking about. That's what W. Bush used to call Putin, Pooty Poot. The rules of war isn't that nuts. Yeah, that's the truth. They tend to get fray kind of thin toward the end. Well, it's about time people started noticing that China is a bit aggressive and a real abuser of power and their own people. So people are finally waking up to that. So there's this line, another red line that people are talking about. But this red line is not Russia's red line. Supposing this is Biden's red line that, hey, if China supports Russia's military means, we're going to do something. But Biden has red lines like Obama, because once you cross it, he'll just back up and draw another red line. So don't take it serious, and everybody knows it, so they don't take it serious either. Marvin Fun Time, how you doing? 50. Okay, we got 139 in the room, not as many as last night. Maybe people are getting tired of this stuff. All right, we'll change topics here a little bit. Climate change isn't particularly dangerous, according to Richard Lindzen. He's talking about the IPC, the International Panel of Climate, whatever it is that the UN has. This panel, now I know a guy's on that panel, and that is Roy Spencer. He's been on that panel. And he does not support a lot of the stuff that comes out of these reports in the end. He does not abide by that stuff. In fact, he says that climate change has not been proven to be human caused, and it's not even been proven to be bad, like a lot of people says. And he says it's very minor. He says that the models are messed up that a lot of these people use. He's got a lot to tell us about it, and he knows he's the man behind the satellite data from UAH. I know the man. All right, so this guy, he's an atmospheric physicist. So this guy is an atmospheric scientist, a physicist, Richard Lindzen. And he says the strange thing, and this is what I find particularly about the UN's IPCC, that there's only one section of it dealing with science, and that's the working group one report. So basically, there's only one section that the scientists write, and what he says, although it's biased, I won't deny that, it never comes out with predictions of catastrophe. It's the non-scientists who add all that fluff to the reports and go, wah! You know, they leave it to the Greta Thunbergs, not the scientists. The scientists aren't saying all that. So, and I had so many people on Facebook when I would talk about this guy. Oh, but that's not the science. You got to follow the science. I know the scientists, and scientists I know don't go along with that. I know quite a few climate scientists. And just like this guy's a real climate scientist, and he is saying, don't be scared. This ain't the thing to be scared of. There are plenty of things to be scared of, and they usually walk on 2 feet. and they usually inhabit places in the halls of Washington, D.C. You know what I mean? Check out Tony Heller. What's Heller saying? That guy is correct. There you go. Chewy's my weatherman. Chewy is my weatherman. Chewy weather. There you go, guys. Now, this is interesting. This is coming out talking about, I saw some other articles talking about people being flown from the Canadian border to the southern border. Why? Somebody's trying to cross the Canadian border. Once you push them back across that border, if they're a problem, but now they're flying up to the southern border. Now, I don't know if that's the same as these people, but now they're talking about bus loads of what? Being dumped at an NGO in Texas. Now, I got a buddy who's going to be on here probably tomorrow. He's going to tell you that might not be what it is. How do we get that article again? There we go. Here's Doug with Uncommon News 777. He believes, and he's done a video today. Go check it out. Go to Uncommon News 777. He believes it's these guys crossing the border. Now, hey, ain't neither one of them great and wonderful. If they're crossing the border illegally, that means there's a problem. They shouldn't be here. There's plenty of other ways for guys to get in the country, especially Chinese. North Koreans, it's probably a lot harder. They'll stick you out and get noticed, but they may have sleeper cells in this country. And I do personally think it was a North Korean sleeper cell that hit the Metcalf station in San Jose with bang bangs in April 16th of 2013. Was the very same day the North Korean satellite first flew over Washington, D.C., and it could have had an EMP superweapon on board, and it still could. It's still orbiting Earth, going around every 90 minutes. And at the same time frame, they had a freighter, a steam tramp freighter, as you call it, I don't know the steam power, but it's tramp freighter, whatever you call it, cargo ship, floating around in either the Caribbean Sea or the Gulf of Mexico with 2 erect missiles on their missile launchers. inside ISO shipping containers, and they try to hide them when they try to go through the Panama Canal under, like, 10,000 tons of sugar, and they got found. They wanted to go around South America, but they couldn't because the storms were too bad at that time. So they went through the Panama Canal. They thought they could slip through, and they got caught. So what was that all about, guys? And all this was occurring at the same time. That's why I tend to think they already got some sleeper cells over here. They may be bringing more in because we're looking at some severe possibilities of hostilities with North Korea. And they've got hackers to attack us. They got some excellent hackers in North Korea. That's how they make their living in North Korea, is by hacking and stealing from Bitcoin, which is supposed to be practically unhackable, right? They do that. How does Mother Nature fix lazy? Listen, well, there's a good question. How does Mother Nature fix lazy? Starve you to death, that's how. You don't work, you don't eat, right? You probably got a better answer to that. So there are folks who do believe that there are geoengineering programs that are using high tech to cause massive weather modifications. I know Secretary of Defense Cohen back in the Carter administration was talking about that, and so did Zbigniew Brzezinski. But I don't think they've really got that in play right now. I know they're trying. They want it, but I don't know. So here we go. Bang. People versus the Fed. Ain't that what it really is? This people versus the Fed. Well, guys, this article is suggesting that every time we've had a major crash, it had political ramifications. It changed the administration, basically changed the politics of the country. And they're going back here to Andrew Jackson, who took down the first national bank of the United States in the 1830s, I believe. And it took until the 1913 for them to recreate something called the Federal Reserve. And that may be going down too. This article kind of suggests that with the big bank failures that we're having today, we're in for a political earthquake. Like, we didn't already know that, right? Am I staying put? Scooby, I mean, right here, Scooby Snacks. I don't know. I'm thinking not. I just got some more revelations to me today. It just makes me want to get the heck out of Dodge. Alrighty, guys. What I talk about when talking about finance, I've been showing you guys this stuff that the big predictor of economic depression in the United States has been M2 money supply dropping below 2%. And this chart's what, 8 March? This was the 8th March, and it showed it had hit the negative 2%. And 8 March was almost 2 weeks ago, my friends. That was a Wednesday before last. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, today is the 22nd already. This was 2 weeks ago. Well, what is the M2 money supply doing right this second, right now? Guys, check out, just scroll down. Check out the M2 money supply. Oh, hey. Oh, that's 2020. This is now. Now, see that? It's dropping. It's still dropping like a rock. It's been dropping now. That was published 2 weeks ago. What the heck is it dropping to? Why is nobody else talking? Is anybody else talking about this? Am I the only one out here talking about it? Except for a guy on Twitter. I don't hear it on the other prepping channels. Does anybody else hear this? Hey, the Watchman, how you doing? I haven't heard this on any other prepping channels. Money supply decrease M2. Yeah, that's how you create a depression. But a depression should be less money. Less money should be anti-inflationary, but we still got inflation. I'm going to explain it. I got to do a special video on this. What are the revelations, if you can say now? Revelations vis-a-vis my interview tomorrow, vis-a-vis, I forgot, I got some balloon stuff coming up. Fed now starts 7/23. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It was -2% 2 weeks ago, guys. And my big, what is the title of this video? Russia. It went live before I finished typing. Russia ups nuclear Ante accuses the West. Okay, that's good enough. I'll have to go into great detail, let people figure it out. We don't have many in the room though. We only got half as many as we had last night. I don't know how that is. Let me hit an update, make sure that's true. Last night we had 200 something in the room. Let's see where we're at. Let me hit the update here. I've only got 156 in here. Wow. And we only got 72 thumbs up. Only half of you gave me a thumbs up. Hip us up, guys. Kung Fu Grasshopper. So by what we can get down to 4 trillion and still be okay. Yeah, on money supply, gosh, I don't, gee, who knows? It's down. It's really down. That's what you call okay. I think we're in trouble. David Devine believes that every 84 years, when you forget, oh man, I ain't buying that. I ain't buying that at all, Arnold. Those plants are so far apart, they're not having that much effect on each other. That ain't the driver. I believe it's other stuff. Human nature. Human nature. Anyway, so there we go. This is it. So let's kind of come back and look at a few other things here. Yeah, you can help me. Help yourself right now. Plant you a garden. Go to Tree Leaf Market. Use my links on the videos that I post links on. I might get one on tonight. Tree Leaf Market. One you remember is prepwithgreg.com for long-term storage of food, prepwithgreg.com. But Eden Brothers and True Leaf. And you got to get your garden going, folks. All right, check out my other channels. I got the Swivel Head on Rumble, Swivel Head News there, Swivel Head News here on YouTube. Rumble channel, I will post stuff that I will not post here anywhere else, like these videos in the bottom. No way I'd post that here. Or videos like that. Yeah, naming names. Nope, that ain't going on here. Yeah, my last video over here got demonetized, guys. I said too much. Alrighty. Galactic Greg's, that's one of my channels. Check it out. Serenity Soothing Sounds. If I'm giving y'all too much to worry about here, to kind of soothe your mind back down as you go to sleep. Long videos of rain on my tin roof of my barn and my peeper frogs, which I'm on the verge of maybe leaving all that. I'll see what kind of sounds I can come up with out of the desert. There's my product papas. Here we are, guys. This is the website our good friend Wise Owl has developed. survivaltribenetwork.com. Guys, you're not an island. No man's an island, no woman's an island. Sometimes you got to sleep, sometimes you get sick and down, you need other people around. And you've got to really watch it, because like I say, you might be the best with a spit wad. You might be the best in the West with a spit wad and a straw, but some days you got an off day. And when you got people coming at you all the time, you can get in trouble in a hurry. You got to have somebody to have you back. You got to sleep sometime too, And there's a whole thing about division of skills. And many hands make tasks lighter. So, and we're social animals, by the way. So we need people. We need each other. So when it all goes down, we need communities. But these communities need to be the foundation of us rebuilding a better world on the other side of it hits the fan. Because in the end, we win. Well, thank you, Zen. Zen Jamma says, all Greg's channels are top notch. I appreciate that. Leslie Grenfell says, does your True Leaf have any bearberry starts? Bearberry, I don't know what a bearberry is. You can check it out. If not there, go over to Eden Brothers. And you can find the links to them. Actually, I put it on the last live, but I also put them in the last thing I uploaded too. So check them out there. I might get them in here tonight. I don't know. I can't promise it. I wash eyes. Oh, oh yeah. We hadn't talked about the Candida, have we? We got Freedom Restoration. Center. This is to take action, guys. And you got to go to the Action Center page. And it tells you how to contact your Congress critters, track bills. There's a bunch of alerts that need to be taken off. My guy maintained the site. He has passed away, unfortunately. So, Zoom is fighting me. Come on, Zoomy. What is that? Some video. Oh, it's my studio. Never mind that. So, here we are. I want to share this with you. This is part of our breaking news. If I can get around all these stupid ads. American College of Physicians warns of urgent threat posed by highly contagious fungus, the fungus among us. It has a fatality rate of 60%, and it's spreading across the United States. I'll show you a map of where it's mainly. Hey guys, it mostly started out in Chicago and New York City. And they're comparing this to The Last of Us for some reason. Which I've never watched that, but I've heard of it. Now this shows you how this thing started out, maybe 2016. They started with umbrellas on it 2019. It kind of dipped down, I guess, after the other bug come around, people taking a lot of precautions. And then it started creeping back up pretty darn fast. But these are still, guys, this caseload is in hundreds. Not thousands, not tens of thousands, but hundreds. So even though they're putting the bells out, I'll show you. Yeah, it's pretty bad. If you get it, it'll be really bad, but it's only going certain directions. We're going to talk about that right now. And the fungus looks like the E form of The Last of Us. So this is the spread, 2013, 26, like it started in Chicago and New York, and it's spread around. It's got more and more deeper reds, you can see. Actually, now they're talking about really being in Georgia and Alabama. So Texas, of course, California can't be left behind from New York. Had to catch up to that. Look at this guy. He's got away with something. Look at that stupid grin. So, see if it says something there. If not, I'll have to tell you. Basically, the stuff is spread in hospitals. It's spread among, it's in there somewhere, one of these articles. It's spread amongst people who are already sick, who are particularly people that are putting, like intravenous instruments into themselves, medical instruments, or being intubated and put on a ventilator. When they're putting medical stuff into you in a hospital, it's when you're most likely to get it. And it's usually due to lack of proper sanitation, lack of proper protocol in the hospitals. And some of these hospitals are kind of nasty. I've seen some. I've been in a hospital where I looked up and there were spider webs on the ceiling. It's like, holy smoke, I couldn't believe it. So, but get this. So this fungus is a fungus that most funguses don't like warm temperatures, but this one thrives in the human body quite readily. So now they're blaming it on global warming like everything else. Where is that at? There's so much. They're blaming it on global warming. So if it's global warming is the issue, how come it started up north in Chicago and New York? That you mostly get this thing so far in a hospital or a long-term care facility or like a nursing home. And it's usually people who are already sick. Oh, he's cute, right? Oh my goodness. I say that facetious. What in the world? I don't see that. Nasty, nasty. So a total of 3,270 clinical cases. That's the screen numbers. So you can see it spreading. I don't know. That article is not telling me what I'm looking for. Okay, now it's up in the thousands of cases, but not many thousands. CDC's got a report on it. This page don't want to load. I was like, I accidentally deleted it. That's what I hate. Sometimes you click on these buttons are small and you want to open something, you kill it. I think we got a map opening up here now. Show where it's at. No, I don't want to wait. Oh, that was original. Oh, here we are. That's where it's at right now. Like I said, spray in healthcare facilities. It does take out up to 60%, say 30 to 60%. Depends on what state you're in. Isn't that interesting? Probably how well they keep their facilities clean. So there's a lot of articles coming out about this. I don't know, sharing a lot of the same information. So this is starting to really hit the web. All right, enough of all that. Stop the share. Wait, you know what? We'll come over to space weather while we're in here. We got some ginormous sunspots about to swing around to us, guys. Bear that in mind. There's also a coronal hole below them. It's kicking out a lot of solar wind. These sunspots are so bright, they're full-length photographs of the sun over Gulf shores in Alabama. Yeah, you can see the sunspots. I've seen sunspots on my naked eye looking sun once. I'm always shocked. That's Gulf Shores, Alabama. Yeah, we got a shore. We got something on the Gulf. Alrighty, guys. Just thought I'd share that. Yeah, go to my soil head channels and all the rest. Stop the share. Hello. All right. We've only been on here for a little bit less than an hour, so I'm like a cover up for side effects. It's harder to disinfect the fungus versus bacteria. Well, it depends. And yeah, these fungus are a little different. They don't have all the little, they're yeast. And yeast are, you know, like concentrated little cellular type fungus. They don't have all the dendrites that kick out and travel around. So they're internal. They're harder to beat. There used to be a fellow named Turnip Seed down your way that dealt with commercial farm property. I don't know. It's kind of funny that they had system safety guy for Virgin Galactic was named Turnip Seed. I thought that was funny. Coronal hole is coupled. Maybe coupled into those other things. Money, Philippines gods, get your fungus vaccinations. Oh, Lord. Yeah, they'll be coming out with that, sure enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, they got a bird flu. They got one of these for bird flu. They're developing right now. They're going to tell you to line up. Line up for the bird flu shoe. So what do y'all want to do? Yeah, I didn't go for the first stuff. It's like, not me. So build up your immune system. And yeah, that's the key thing. How you're getting it. So that's what we need to talk about. Thank you for reminding me. That's what I want to say. People are getting it when they go to the hospital. They're getting it when they're in care, especially long-term care. The best thing you do is keep yourself out of the hospital. Build up your immune system. Take the vitamin D3, but take K2 with it when you take it. So it don't build up as sludge and concrete in your blood veins. Because the K2 helps keep that clean. Take some vitamin C. Exercise. Get out. Get in the sun when you can. Do everything you can to promote your health. Do healthy stuff. Try to stay out of the hospital. That's where you catch your stuff. Now, there's going to get a lot more on this from Doug tomorrow. I hope to do an interview with Doug Thompson of Uncommon News 777 tomorrow. And he's got a whole litany of protocol things to do, supposedly. So we'll see how that goes. I'm keeping my generations perfect. There you go, Matterman. No cross genetics. I get that. That was a problem with Revelations, right? There we go. Where are we in terms of magnetosphere disintegration? It's the strength of our magnetosphere has been dropping year per year, and the poles are moving. So dandelion root tea. That's a good idea, Leslie. Dandelion root tea. All right, guys, let's call it a night. It's late. Well, let's get this one done in less than an hour for a change. I got a lot to do still, and I've been kind of been having to hit the coffee really hard today. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, mods. Thank y'all for being here and keeping an eye on the chat for us. We got 175 in the room. It looks like. Let me hit the refresh. Get the good count on that. 175. And we only got 105 thumbs up. So guys, before you go out tonight, give me a thumbs up, please. Yeah, my channel gets stomped by the algorithm. So help us out, guys. Go in and leave a comment and comment to other people's comments. Metal ingestion, itchy eyes, man. It tear to O. That'll mess you up. Hey, Cali Prepper. Yeah, we're gone, Cali Prepper. We'll call her tonight. You can go back and watch it. The ant and the grasshopper. There you go, big Foudy. Good point. And we got Kung Fu grasshopper in here. Grasshopper. Grasshopper. We have grasshopper. Kung Fu grasshopper. There we go. Thank you all for being here. Thank y'all. Catch y'all later. And with that, I want to say a happy and hearty